Hi, my name is Mike Stoll and welcome to my HID Shootout. I've been using high-powered spotlights for over 10 years now, mostly to shoot caving videos. I have several of those posted on YouTube if you want to check them out. So we're going to look at these 5 lights here. This one is Firefox's FF4, which is rated at 60 watts. This is a generic eBay light rated at 85 watts. This is Henlin's SL-3570 rated at 70 watts. This is my homemade 100 watt. And lastly, this is a Sunca 80 watt. So we're going to take just a few minutes here to briefly go over these lights, and then we're going to head outside to do some comparison beam shot. Here's a quick view of the lights at different angles. It gives you an idea of the different sizes. The first light we're looking at is the Firefox's FF4. It has 3 power ratings, 24 watts, 40 watts, and 60 watts. The color temperature of the light is around 4300 degrees Kelvin, and the lumen output of the light is rated at 2000, 4000, and 6000. This light runs on 4 18650 LiPo batteries. I have a more detailed review about this light on YouTube if you're interested. The second light we're looking at is a generic eBay 85 watt. It has 3 power settings, 45 watts, 65 watts, and 85 watts. Its color temperature is also around 4300 degrees, and its lumen rating is 4500, 6500, and 8500. Here is my homemade 100 watt HID light that I made from an HID kit that I purchased off eBay. This light only has 1 power setting, and that's at 100 watts. The color temperature is around 4300 degrees Kelvin, and the lumen output is around 7300. This is the Sunca CS-220S. It has 2 power settings, 35 watts and 80 watts. The color temperature is around 4300 degrees, and the lumen output is around 3500 and 7500. The last light we're going to take a look at in a little bit more detail is the Henlin SL-3570. I just acquired this light about 2 weeks ago. It has 2 power settings, 35 watt and 70 watt, with a color temperature around 4200 degrees Kelvin. The lumen output is rated at 3200 and 6800. This light is very well made, and I can say that because I've owned its predecessor for more than 5 years. Here's a better shot of the diffuser. This allows you to convert the spotlight into a floodlight, which is nice if you're wanting to do video work. Here's the back panel that shows a toggle switch for 35 watt and 70 watt. The yellow lever allows you to adjust the beam from flood to spot. This is a very unique feature that I have not seen on other HID lights. On the handle of the light is a main power button. There's a clear protective cover over it to help prevent you from accidentally turning on the light. On the top of the light is an indicator panel. It will show you if there's a malfunction with the light, and by pushing this button, it shows the battery charge status. Here we see a low profile cover that protects the charging plug. The low profile design allows you to stand the light up on end. On the back of the light, there's also a main power switch. This helps prevent you from accidentally turning on the light and also saves battery power. Looking at the bottom of the light, we see a tripod mount, and if you need to access the battery or the ballast for whatever reason, all you have to do is simply remove 6 screws. The last feature I want to discuss is the luminescent material around the bezel of the light and on the sides. This interesting feature helps you find the light in total darkness. So let's flip out the lights and see what that looks like. That's pretty neat. Henlin offers a variety of accessories and spare parts for this light, more so than I've seen from any other manufacturer. I'll include a more detailed list about accessories and replacement parts at the end of this video. Here we are at the Shootout location, which is a high school football field. Behind me we see some bleachers that we're going to light up with these HID spotlights. The bleachers will be a little over 400 feet from the camera and the lights. I like the shooting location because there's very little light pollution, and you can see how bright these lights really are. So without further ado, let's light them up. We are firing up the Firefox's FF4 as our first light this evening. We'll be looking at 2 types of beam shots. The first shot will be the camera zoomed out so you can see the spill light, and the second shot will be zoomed in so you can better see the hot spot. The FF4, as you can tell, is a great light. It packs a lot of power in an incredibly small package. It is rated at 6,000 lumen on high, and I think it definitely hits the mark. Next up is the generic eBay, which is rated at 8,500 lumens on high. I think you'll agree the lumen output is highly overrated. I would put the output closer to around 3,500 to 4,000 lumen. The light's not a bad deal for under 150 bucks, but you get what you pay for. Here we see my homemade light, and it puts out around 7,000 lumen. The light is neither waterproof nor water resistant, but it's a fun build project and costs less than 175 bucks to make. If you're interested in building this light, I have instructions posted on candlepowerforums.com. Next is the Sunca CS-220S. This is another generic light that is private labeled by various companies. The spill light is not as nice as others, but it does have a very focused spot. Last up is the Henlin SL-3570. This light is rated at 6,800 lumen, which seems pretty legitimate. The spill light is very nice, and it also has a nice spot. The color temperature of the light is also around 4,200 degrees Kelvin, which is a very nice warm color. An interesting feature about the Henlin is the ability to adjust the light beam from flood to spot. I have not seen this feature on any other HID spotlights, which makes this light kind of unique. With the basic beam shots done, I wanted to find a target that was a bit more distant. I found an electrical tower that was around a quarter mile away. Let's see how the lights do on a more distant object. The FF4 does surprisingly well for its size. The eBay light, well, there's really not much else to say. My homemade light does a pretty decent job lighting up the tower. And the Sunca does pretty well too. But I think the best of the bunch is the Henlin. Here are some other well-known HID spotlights, but I wasn't able to secure them for the Shootout. I will share their specifications in this video. And finally, here are the specs for the Henlin. They are pretty comparable to the AE, Lemax, and Polarian lights, and when you consider the pricing, the Henlin is a pretty good value. Here's the list of accessories and spare parts. It's a lot more extensive than most manufacturers. For more information on how to order the Henlin SL-3570, you can contact them directly. Thanks for watching.